Now then, another project. A couple of days ago I picked up two of these, and I suspect they're uplighters for in a walkway or something like that. Anyway, I thought LEDs. I think they're 10 watts. 10 watts. I thought that's worth investigating. And as you will see, one works and the other one has a fault. So let's crack on. So I've had this one apart a bit, but let's pretend I haven't. Okay, we strip the wires back and we'll put this on the quick connect, which is plugged in. I don't want to swamp you out. There we go. Why was that thrown away? Who can tell? Maybe it's because the other one was faulty and they had to replace them in pairs. But let's have a look at the other one. The symptoms of this other one will give us a clue. Now then, just briefly, I don't know, maybe a month ago, I think on the re-evaluation of the solar gate, and I can't remember what the actual video title was, and if I do remember I will put it up. Where are we? Probably over there. Yeah, as a link. But I asked for answers to which book did a quote come from, and we got nowhere. But having a quotes game is quite interesting at times. So here's a quote for you. Hopefully some people get it. Answers in the comments. Trespassers Will, short for Trespassers William. Where did that come from? Right, here we go. Very nice as a strobe, but I suspect that is a capacitor that is charging and discharging, so a faulty capacitor. So let's have it apart. Disconnect it from the quick connect and let's dig into it. So these were really quite tight. Whether or not they got sealant or Loctite or something on there, but it took quite a lot to originally get these apart. Then you've got a very heavy duty stainless steel. Then that is nearly 3/8 of an inch thick glass and a rubber seal. And despite all of that, there was a bit of moisture in here at the time, which just goes to show you can seal everything, but if something gets warm and then cool, there'll always be an expansion and contraction which will pull in cool air. So this comes out, and that is the light unit, which we could probably just use that as it is, and there's a groove there, so we could just put something round that and use it as a spotlighter in the workshop, which would be great. 10 watts. Yeah. Now this power supply, it was originally, I think, can we see, there's a bracket there, and that was originally screwed to the bottom of this enclosure. So I'm just going to cut the wires and get that out off camera because it might be a bit nasty. So that's the label for those who are interested, and as you can see, the second symbol, they've got an earth symbol, and then you've got the symbol of somebody standing on it. Yeah, and then the last one is don't throw it in the bin. which is exactly what somebody had done. They'd thrown it in a skip. So yeah, labels. Anyway, let's crack on. So here's the power supply, and I had already taken one of the screws out. Put that somewhere safe. So I think we need to zoom in on this. So here's the circuit board, and the capacitor on the right there looks fine, but the one on the left, the smaller one, the end is sort of pushed out, so I'm suspecting that one is a problem. And it's 220 microfarads at 35 volts. So the question now is, do I have something that's sort of similar? A bit of old circuit board. I don't know whether we're better to see, but that one is the right value. Hopefully you can see that there. So I'm just going to desolder that, and then we'll crack on. There's the capacitor I took out. As you can see, the end has been pushed out, and we'll just gently pan over, and that's the capacitor I put in. And if you could see, I don't know if we can zoom in anymore, but on the circuit board, just underneath the capacitor there's a little positive sign. But I did make sure I knew which way it was going round, because of course these electrolytic capacitors are polarized, so you need to get them the right way around. Right, we've got that soldered back in. I used a big soldering iron, so things melted quite quickly, and I also used plenty of fresh solder on the tip. But that's that done. So now it's a matter of connecting it up, seeing what happens. So there's a bit of corrosion on that wire, but let's bring over the quick connect, and it doesn't matter which way round they go, but this is blue, so blue to negative. Can we see all right? Yes, we can. That's live. Okay, let's see what happens. Cross fingers. Way, contact. So there you go. Job done. I can now connect these somehow with a little bit of strapping around that. Connect them up, and they can be little individual downlighters for work area. Brilliant. Job done. Catch up with you soon.